I'm not really doubting that. European Space Agency.
So we set up like half day.
A workshop on the use of Earth observation technology and services for long-term natural resources management took place in Egypt in Sharm el-Sheikh on the 25th and 26th of June 2013. It was part of the GMES and Africa initiatives, which operate within the framework of the 8th Africa-EU Partnership on Science, Information Society and Space. This workshop was organized by BRACMA and the Joint Africa-EU Strategy Support Mechanism, two projects funded by the European Commission to facilitate collaboration among African and European stakeholders involved in various thematic aspects of the partnership space component.
The EU-Africa Summit, the first EU-Africa Summit, where we've been discussing the issue of the Joint Africa-Europe Strategy, when space was presented as the priority area number 8, our head of states and governments welcomed the idea.
The global monitoring for the environment and the security action plan is a political platform for the collaboration between Africa and the EU in the area of Earth observation. Basically, the role of the African Union is to provide that convening platform to its member states so that we can come together and speak with one voice to elaborate the requirements of our continent.
The initiative before was called GMES from 2000 and recently became Copernicus. And Copernicus is providing a series of services based on Earth observation in the areas of atmosphere, land, marine and coastal areas, climate change, security and emergency response. So the idea is to extend also these services to the African users.
GMES Africa could be better serve the continent interest if it's open to other Earth observation capability existing in other regions. So we thought that providing the United Nations system support to this initiative will broaden the partnership.
We're in the frame of the EU-Africa Strategic Partnership. It was decided to work on what was called at that time an early deliverable, which was the formulation of a joint EU-Africa action plan for enhancing the use of Earth observation in Africa. The initial agreement was that we would have gone to a first draft, and then this first draft would have been circulated to the wide community for a wide consultation and possibly an endorsement.
So the challenge is to redevelop this action plan into a way to be easily implemented, easily provide service and the product to the community and stakeholders.
We have identified almost 9 themes. Of these 9 themes, we have agreed that within the political setup, we should proceed to elaborate the 3 thematic areas, namely marine and coastal area. We've already held a meeting hosted by Kenya, and water management resources. It was already hosted by Nigeria, and today we are here in Egypt to elaborate on the natural resources management.
Guys, can we start? 11:30?
NARS is the organizer of the hosting institution for this particular workshop. And we decided to be conducted or carried out in Sharm el-Sheikh in Egypt.
We have about 55 participants from all over Africa, and we're here to look into 3 key areas that the chapter is covering. One area is land and forestry resources. We are looking into biodiversity, And we are also looking into an area that is the mineral resources, again, that Africa is extremely rich in, and that will benefit from the entire area of the Earth observation remote sensing aspect.
It is a priority for South Africa to actively support the further strengthening of cooperation between the African Union and the European Union, specifically in science, information society and space. And it's therefore a very important honor for us, but also a responsibility to play host to the GMES in Africa Validation Workshop, which will take place in our capital city in Pretoria in October of this year.
The goal is to have everything submitted at the EU-Africa Summit to come. And once that has been done, we will see probably in the earliest future the deployment of the first GMES and Africa services.